welcome back. So today's video is going to be a splurge or save video where I just want to tell you makeup products and, you know, a category of makeup products, and then whether I splurge or save, and maybe some of my products in each category that I love so much. So splurging or saving, is it worth spending extra money in that category to get the right thing, a good thing? So let's kind of start in the order that I put my makeup on. I think for skincare, it's definitely worth it to go high end if you have complicated skin. What do I mean? I've been dry but acne prone, or oily but flaky. You know, if you have like weird skin that needs special adjustments and special products, definitely go for the high end. But if your skin is pretty normal and normal over-the-counter products are working fine for you, keep doing that. Splurge or save, it's up to you. For me, I have been a high-end skincare person for the last few years, and I'm not going to say I have great skin, but, you know, it is what it is. So go to a dermatologist if you can. Splurge on it if you need to. For primers, I would say that there are some decent ones in the drugstore. If you like luminous finish, the L'Oreal True Match Lumi foundation primer is very good. If you like matte, I know that the baby skin ones by Maybelline are really good. I think you can get away with some drugstore primers, but again, if you have complicated skin, like if the only thing that keeps your makeup on is the poreless kind or the really silicone-y, or if there's a certain thing that you like, then splurge. But for me, I think I can get away with a drugstore primer just fine. I tend to get those free samples from Sephora, those little 100 point perks. They're like this big, which is what I end up using most of the time. It's very rare that I purchase a full-size primer unless I like absolutely love it. So under eye corrector, I definitely say splurge. I know that Benefit has some, like Boing and other under eye correctors, but I really like Bobbi Brown. Now, Bobbi Brown is expensive. Like, Bobbi Brown products are like $25 and up, $70 for some of her stuff. But I think her Bobbi Brown, the Bobbi Brown under eye like correctors, the peachy, orangey ones, are amazing and totally worth it. I have both the peach one that's just in a little like compact. It's like a cream. You just use your finger and apply it. And then I have the one that's in like a concealer type tube with a wand. And I love them both. So definitely splurge on correctors. I haven't found one from the drugstore that I liked. And for foundation, I definitely say spend your money. Do it, splurge. Now, again, if you like light coverage, if you found one from the drugstore, you can totally save your money in any category. Definitely foundation is the place to do it. If you have normal skin, it's not complicated. For me, I'm a custom finish kind of girl when it comes to my foundations. I'm always making custom concoctions based on my skin's needs that day. Some days I need more coverage, some days I want a matte finish, some days I want a more luminous finish. Sorry, I'm talking with my hands if you just see them like popping up here in the bottom. Sometimes I want a more luminous finish, so it really depends on my mood, but I am a sucker for high-end foundations. I do love the Maybelline Fit Me foundation. I do love the L'Oreal ones, L'Oreal True Match Lumi, L'Oreal True Match. I love many drugstore foundations, but I have to say the It Cosmetics CC and the CC Plus Illumination are really good. The Bobbi Brown foundations are really, really good things. Makeup Forever makes some great ones. NARS, I mean, YSL makes beautiful foundations as well. So if you have never bought a high-end foundation, splurge once, splurge a few times. You know, every year when you get your gift card for your birthday, go and buy one high-end bottle, and then when you run out of it, start using drugstore again and see if you notice a difference in your skin. I think that my skin looks better when I wear high-end makeup, high-end foundations. It lasts longer, it breaks down more gracefully. That's just me. So after foundation, I usually do my concealer under my eyes and spot concealing. I say you can totally save in this category, unless you have complicated skin. So I love the Maybelline Fit Me concealer. It is pretty comparable to the Bare Minerals Bare Skin Serum Concealer, and the Maybelline one is like, I don't know, a third of the price. So I definitely recommend the Maybelline Fit Me. There's some really good ones in the drugstore, so definitely save if you can. If you need some intense covering, you can use the Hard Candy Glamouflage concealer. It's very thick. But I know that there are tons of concealers at Sephora just flooding the market. So if you like to splurge, I mean, I have both high-end and drugstore in all of these categories, but I think I can save a little money in concealer category. For contour, I say splurge, but that's just a personal preference. You could totally use the NYX Taupe Blush if you like a real cool-toned contour. You can totally use the NYX contour palette, which is like $20, but it'll last you a long time. It has different bronzers, contours, and highlighting powders in it. Like, I don't know if it's like 6 or 10 of them. It's like a pretty good size palette. I definitely think that there are good contouring products in the drugstore, but you are going to have so many more options, and the shade, the exact tone of the contour shade that you want, you're going to be able to find way easier in Sephora. So you could totally go into any makeup brand. If you have skin shade, you know, pretty close to mine, you can go into L'Oreal's category and look for a cool tone but a dark shade, and that could be your contour. You know, you don't have to buy a contour palette, a contour powder. You can actually just go and buy a face powder that someone with dark skin would use all over their face. So if you have lighter skin, you can totally do that, and the drugstore, it will work just fine as long as you get something a little bit more cool tone and less orange. Orange comes off as a bronzer and may even look awful, but too cool tone can look muddy on some people, so it really is up to you. But also Makeup Geek, I have not tried her contour powders, but I hear that they're pretty good. But I would say Splurge, because the MAC has great ones. I love the MAC ones. And I really like the Marc Jacobs Instamark Mirage Filter and the Anastasia ones. I think that you should splurge on your contour powders because they make a difference in making your face look sculpted rather than like harsh. Of course, application matters too, but you know what I mean. Okay, and then for bronzers, I think you can totally go drugstore on this. I've heard that the NYC Sunny bronzer is really good. I personally love the Wet n Wild Reserve Your Cabana Ticket to Brazil bronzers. I think they are amazing. And I think you can get some pretty good bronzers in the drugstore, so save your money in that category and check out your local drugstore selection. For blush, save your money. In the blush category, high-end blushes are beautiful. I have a few YSL ones, I have Dior, I have, you know, really beautiful $50 blushes, $30 blushes. But like, some of my favorites are from the drugstore. You totally don't need to spend a lot, especially if you get some high-end makeup on sale. But Makeup Geek, I hear they make really good blushes, and they're around $10 a piece. You may think of MAC as high-end, but MAC is really like the low part of high-end makeup. So a blush is going to run you as like $14 to $18, maybe $16, but it'll last you forever. And if you just buy it in the pan, it's cheaper. The pan form rather than like the clamshell compact thing. So I totally recommend going to get some MAC ones. Count that as splurging if you want, if you're used to buying really cheap makeup. But Wet n Wild's blushes are amazing. I think you can do okay if you save in the blush category. It's hard to make a good blush, but not nearly as hard to make a good blush as it is to make a contour shade. For highlighters, splurge, ladies. If you have never gone into Sephora and swatched a Becca highlighter on your hand, you don't know what you're missing. Like, splurge for your highlighter. I'm sure there are beautiful ones in the drugstore. I wouldn't even waste my time looking there. I would just head straight to Sephora and pick up a really nice highlighter. Anastasia makes some great ones. Bobbi Brown has her shimmer bricks. Becca is famous for them. You gotta check out the high-end highlighters. Eye primer. Eye primer is up to you. I know that a lot of people like the Milani eye primer. It's just like a little tube. Many people like the Urban Decay one. You know, it really is up to you. My favorite is the MAC Paint Pot in Painterly or Soft Ochre. I really think that that's a worthy investment. Mine lasted me almost 2 years of using it pretty regularly. So I say, I guess that's splurge if you're into really low quality, like low price drugstore makeup. But it's about $18 to $22. I can't remember exactly how much a paint pot is, but it lasted me 2 years. So for me, that's worth it. But I would say save your money on eyeshadow primer. If you do not have particularly oily eyelids, if your eyeshadow tends to last on you, you can get a NYX jumbo pencil and just prime your eyes using that. You can totally get some drugstore eyeshadow bases, like the Maybelline Color Tattoos make great bases. There's one, I can't remember the name of it. The Maybelline Color Tattoo make really good eyeshadow bases and primers. So if you don't have very complicated eyelids where you have a problem with your shadow disappearing, totally head over to your nearest drugstore and pick that up. So save for eyeshadow primer. For eyeshadows, some of my favorites though are Makeup Geek. So Makeup Geek runs from like $6 to $10 a shadow. I highly recommend her shadows. They're online only, so of course you can't swatch them in person. But if you're buying a drugstore price item, you usually can't swatch the eyeshadow anyway. It's not like they have them out for you to just swatch them. But another thing you have to think about is, okay, do the math of how much a palette costs at a high-end price point. Okay, it's $40 or $50 for that Urban Decay one, $54 or whatever. And then decide, okay, well, there's 12 shadows in it though, so divide that out. That's about, you know, $10 a shadow, or it's about $4 a shadow, or whatever the math is for that particular product. and then determine if I'm actually saving any money, because I get 12 shades that I'll use. Now, if the palette only has 3 or 4 shades that you'll really use, and the other 4 shades in the palette are just like kind of like you'll use them once in a while for a party if you need to, you know, wear glitter, but you never wear glitter, don't waste your money on that palette. I think it's better to create your own palette, like with Makeup Geek or MAC. When they're $6 a pan, you kind of can't go wrong. So then you can buy them one at a time as you have money, every other paycheck or whatever, and you just buy it and you create your own palette. So whatever your heart desires, and you don't have to get stuck with a pre-made palette. So in this sense, I've heard BH Cosmetics makes really good ones, Coastal Scents makes some great ones, e.l.f. makes good eyeshadows, Makeup Geek, even MAC, I'm counting as low end in this category because their pans of eyeshadows are $6. I say save your money in eyeshadows. For eyeliner, I think it's up to you. I splurge personally because my Wet n Wild eyeliners, they don't come off, they don't stay as well. They end up just kind of like fading throughout the day. The liquid liner I've tried by NYX was just too hard to apply. I didn't like the tip. I've tried, you know, 10 different ones. I love my Rimmel one, Rimmel eyeliner, but honestly, I think it's up to you. In this category, I'm going to say it's a wash. I definitely go high end, but I have some low end ones that I like. That's up to you. If you like the applicator, that's the most important part. Does it sharpen well? Is the tip a fine point? Is it your preferred style of application? Like, is the tip long and skinny? Is it short? Is it really fat? What kind of style do you like? How do you find it easiest to apply? Then that's what you should be buying. So in the eyeliner category, it's a wash. It's up to you. For mascaras, drugstore all the way. Mascara is something where I can spend $35 on a really high-end mascara, or I can go and spend $8 on one at Walmart from CoverGirl, like the Clump Crusher or something, and I'm just as happy with the Walmart version. So I think that in mascara you can definitely save your money. For setting sprays, I don't know that I've tried any from the drugstore besides NYX. I do like the NYX ones, and I've heard really good things about the L'Oreal Infallible Spray, but that one's like $16. In that case, you might as well go ahead and buy the MAC Fix Plus setting spray, which is pretty nice. But altogether, in the setting spray category, go high end. Try yourself some Urban Decay All Nighter, Urban Decay De-Slick, any of those Urban Decay ones. I'm going to say splurge, but it really is up to you. If you don't have complicated skin and you don't notice that you're missing this step in your makeup, skip the setting spray altogether, or try one of each and then determine, you know, which one you like better. But I think this is a category you totally can save money in because NYX has a matte finishing setting spray and a dewy setting spray. So whatever one you're looking for, you could get both at a reasonable price point. So if you haven't tried one before, try the drugstore ones first. You may like it, you may not. You may not notice a difference. In that case, don't bother with the expensive kinds. But if you have a problem with your makeup disappearing, try the Urban Decay ones. You won't be disappointed. For lipstick, save. Save your money. Totally save your money. e.l.f. makes some great moisturizing lipsticks. Their matte lip colors are amazing. They're like $3 a piece. I really like NYX lip products. Their lip glosses are a really nice lip product. And then you can have tons of different colors to choose from, and you're not limited to like one $35 YSL lipstick. You can have 5 or 7 from the drugstore for that same $35. So it's just something to think about, personal preference. For eyebrows, I say it depends. So I don't have very difficult eyebrows, and what I mean by that is I have natural hair. I'm just kind of running them through with something to like make them look more flawless and more, you know, without the sparse areas, but pretty much my eyebrows are like I could get away with not using a brow product. I know that is not the case for many people. So in that case, definitely splurge. Get yourself like the Dip Brow Pomade by Anastasia from the luxury section, you know. But if you have easygoing brows and you just need something to make them look better, NYX is the way to go. NYX has a micro brow pencil, they have the brow pomade, they have their tinted brow mascara, and their Control Freak tinted brow, their Control Freak clear brow mascara. I think if you have easygoing brows and you just need a little perfecting, head for NYX. It's like $7 to $10 for it. But if you need some major assistance in sculpting and framing, and they're very important to you, high end all the way. So my opinions: for concealer and corrector, high end. Foundation, high end. But you might have been surprised that for eyeshadows and blush, I said go low end. Even for brows, I go low end. Lipstick, low end. Now, high end, low end, don't be offended by those terms. I have been in both sides of the financial stability bracket in my lifetime. And right now, I do have the luxury of spending a little bit more when I want to. But I think it's really great. You feel even better when you come up with a good product from the drugstore. It's like a hidden gem. You're like, yes, I can't believe this worked out. You're so happy to find something, and then they discontinue it. Am I right? But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. Let me know down below what your splurge and save items are, or the items that if I said high-end is the only way to go and you have a drugstore version of it that is amazing, let us know down below. Thanks for watching. Bye.